Hey, this is John. Our family wishes that we could be with you all right now to celebrate Papa's life. But since we can't, my brother and sister and I thought we would just share some stories about our grandmother with you. And so I'll let Janae kick us off.
Hi, this is Janae. One thing I really remember about Papa is that she really loved me and wanted to spend time with me, and most of the time we spent together she was teaching me how to cook, and I never really realized how much effort she put into everything that she made until she started teaching me how to cook, and I just saw how much care and love she put into just making food that we wanted to eat. And I remember one time we were in the kitchen and she was teaching me how to make lokdaogo, and I didn't understand all the steps right away, but she was so patient with me and retaught me just over and over again so that I would understand everything and be able to make it when I went back home. And I'm just so thankful for the time that she spent with me.
Hello, I'm Justin, and I just wanted to share a story about Papa. And it was one of those times that she came to visit us in Chicago. And I was fairly young at the time, but I remember back then, out of all the times that Papa came to visit, I only remember her interacting with one of my friends, and it wasn't one of my church friends who I still keep in touch with. It was actually one of my Jewish friends from my elementary school. And his name was Jacob, and one of the biggest reasons I remember that she knew him was she almost got his name right, but not quite, because his name was Jacob, and she called him Jacoby. And for some reason, she kept adding that last part on, even though that wasn't part of his name. But the reason why I remember her interacting with him was just because, even though he didn't speak any Chinese at all, and she still tried to learn his name, tried to converse with him, and just really tried to, even when he came over, she tried to make him feel welcome. And I think that story just reminds me of how much Papa cared for us. That she would even try to get to know the friends that I had, even though she might not be able to converse with them that well, or she might not be able to relate with them, but because they were my friends, that she tried to be nice to them and try to learn their names and try to make them feel welcome too. And I think just remembering that, that's one of the reasons why I'm really going to miss Papa.
My favorite memory of Papa was from when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and she was visiting us in Chicago. And one of the ways that Papa always showed that she loved us and cared for us was by cooking food for us. She was so skilled in the kitchen. And so I remember one particular morning she made French toast for me and Justin and Janae. And so I went down to the kitchen to eat breakfast, and she handed me the French toast, and then she put some sugar on it, sprinkled a little bit of sugar on it. So I took the French toast, took a bite, and man, it just didn't taste right. There was something off about it. And so I tried to tell her that and communicate that to her, but my Cantonese at the time wasn't so good, and her English was probably equally not as good. And so all I could say was, Papa, this is Taishun. And so she looked at me like, oh, it's too sour? Okay, that's weird. And so she put a little bit more sugar on it and gave it back to me. And so I took another bite. And again, it just didn't taste right. There was something wrong with it. This French toast, it was just not right. And so I gave it back to her and I said, Taishun, I don't want to eat this. And at this point, she was kind of getting a little exasperated with me, and I was getting frustrated because I didn't know how to explain to her that it just tasted wrong and I didn't want to eat it. So she put another spoon of sugar on it and gave it back to me. And so I tried. I did my best to try to eat all the French toast, and I got through maybe most of it, but there was a little bit left, and I just said, I can't do this. I can't finish it. It just doesn't taste. It tastes wrong. It doesn't taste good. And so I handed it to her, and then that's when she tasted it, and she realized that I was saying Tai Shun, but what I should have been saying was Tai Ham, because she had grabbed the salt instead of the sugar, and then she had been pouring salt on the French toast the whole time. And so, because of that, to this day, I still always double check to make sure it's sugar or salt whenever I'm using condiments at the table. But that's what I loved about Papa, is that she just cared so much about us, that she would put up with my whine for better tasting French toast, that she would willingly, cook for us, and then she would give me more sugar when I asked for it. And even though we were thousands of miles away for the most part, that she cared so much about us and would send home, lactiu and different things with my mom whenever she went to visit. And so, I just really appreciated and loved that about her. I wanted to sing a song that I've been listening to recently, and I really hope that this is a song that Papa is both singing and experiencing right now where she is. So it's a song called "You Hold Me Now" by Hillsong United, and I'm just gonna sing the first verse and chorus. So. Surrounded by your grace, all my fears are swept away in the light of your embrace, where your love is all I need, and forever I am free, where the streets are made of gold, in your presence healed and whole. Let the songs of heaven rise to you alone. No weeping, no hurt or pain, no suffering. You hold me now, you hold me now. No darkness, no sick or lame, no hiding. You hold me now, you hold me now. Papa, we miss you and we love you, but we're also confident in knowing that we're going to see you again sometime, and that this isn't the end of the journey. So goodbye, and we'll see you later.